Mountain News, first at 4, continues.
Kentucky lawmakers are down to their last 2 days of the General Assembly session. First on the agenda could be to override gubernatorial vetoes. WYMT's Phil Pendleton is in Frankfort with a preview of what lawmakers could do Wednesday and Thursday.
By law, Kentucky lawmakers must be done with their work with the General Assembly session by midnight on Thursday. And first up on the agenda will likely be the first of gubernatorial vetoes. The governor has vetoed about 24 pieces of legislation that could be considered when lawmakers return on Wednesday. Governor Beshear says he's acted on every bill sent to him by the General Assembly. He signed into law dozens from college athletes being able to earn money through their name, image, and likeness, to a bill aimed at loosening restrictions to help with the nursing shortage. But he's vetoed about 24 others. The House and Senate approved a bill setting up funding mechanisms for the first charter schools to be located in Louisville and northern Kentucky. The governor also vetoed the transgender student athlete bill, one that further restricts abortion, and a bill to reduce income taxes that adds taxes on everything from conference events to hybrid and electric vehicles.
My hope is that they will sit down and read the vetoes and not simply say we're from a different party or we'll show the governor, to be adults, to analyze them.
Two high-profile bills that were passed by the House and await action in the Senate and might get some last-minute traction these last 2 days are medicinal marijuana and sports betting. Now, medicinal marijuana has not received any readings in the Senate. Sports betting has received 2 of the 3 required readings. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
The legislature could also vote to override a number of technical and corrective measures the governor vetoed in the state budget bill. In 2019, Hazard and Perry County officials came together to create a strategic plan for the city of Hazard, and in 2020, officials started putting those plans into action. The 2020 Hazard Strategic Plan is a 28-page guide that highlights the city's goals for a 5-year time span. The plan covers issues with infrastructure, community engagement, and other things the city wishes to improve upon. But Hazard officials say just in 2 years, they've been able to complete more things than they could have ever anticipated.
With the strategic plan, we've not sat still for 3 years. I mean, every time we're meeting, we're trying to figure out how to make it better for the people, residents of Perry County.
Although they've been able to make a lot of their plans a reality in a short span of time, Mayor Bobolini says they still have a lot they hope to accomplish. Senator Rand Paul stopped by Alice Lloyd College today. WYMT's Keaton Hall was in Knott County and spoke with the senator.
Senator Paul met with faculty and students here at Alice Lloyd College to have a roundtable conversation on everything from family values to the war in Ukraine.
This was the senator's first visit he's made to the college. After a speech from Alice Lloyd President Joe Stepp, Paul spoke to local leaders on the importance of conservative fiscal spending and Christian values, 2 things he's aligned with the college on.
I love the idea of the work concept of college, trying to keep college affordable, but also giving people the good Christian moorings that we all need to have a good society.
The senator also took questions from several Alice Lloyd students. When asked what America's role in Ukraine should be, he said he was in support of selling the Ukrainians more weapons, but he didn't believe it was America's obligation to financially support the country. In Knott County, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
We'll have more from Senator Paul's visit to the mountains coming up tonight at 6.
Well, we've seen mild temperatures throughout the day today. We haven't been able to shake those clouds, though, and a few showers even continue to roam parts of the mountains this afternoon. High knob camera at the University of Virginia's Cottage at Y is near 60 at the moment. A little bit of sunshine trying to poke through, but mostly just overcast. I-64 at Moorhead, now they're seeing a little bit of sunshine break through as we've gone through the past little bit or so. We're going to continue to see that try to push through the evening hours. Upper 60s, low 70s in many spots, and even that's without sunshine. So we're in a pretty decent shape as we head through the rest of the day today. Now, still dealing with a couple of showers, especially in the Cumberland Valley, as we push closer to places like, let's say, Barberville and Middlesboro. There's where the showers were earlier, and a couple still around near Whitley City and Monticello. But you see what's going on to the east of there on the Knox-Bell County line. A few showers pushing through this afternoon. Not a huge deal, but this is just the latest round of several we're going to be dealing with before much nicer weather works in later in the week. As we head out there for tonight, though, low 60s, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Winds stay calm and things stay mild around the region. Now, I'll have the latest on the potential for strong to severe storms as soon as tomorrow night, coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. As the war rages on in Ukraine, the Pentagon says Russia's airstrikes are now mostly focused on eastern Ukraine and the southern city of Mariupol, as unverified claims of a possible chemical weapons attack in the city continue. The U.S. says it takes those reports seriously, though Russia is denying that its troops used a chemical weapon. Ukrainian officials say at least 10,000 civilians have been killed in Mariupol since the invasion began, even as the Russians refocus their attention and firepower toward eastern Ukraine, where the Pentagon says it expects fighting to intensify and become more prolonged.
It's obvious that the Russians want Mariupol because of its strategic location. It would provide them unfettered and unhindered land access between the Donbass and Crimea.
Tuesday, Russian President Vladimir Putin lashed out at Western sanctions, warning his country will not be isolated. He also said his military operations will continue in Ukraine until he meets his goals. Boeing says it will likely lose about 90 jet orders due to geopolitical issues related to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The aircraft maker said it's not canceling the orders just yet, but it's placed them in an accounting limbo it uses when there are doubts about the likelihood of completing jet orders on its books. Boeing disclosed Tuesday it added 141 jets to that accounting classification last month. About 2/3 of those orders, or just more than 90, are for 737 MAX jets that have been affected by the war in Ukraine and related economic sanctions. Sanctions are blocking any current aircraft sales to Russia. A warning for people about fake Adderall. The FDA and the DEA say two websites, CubaPharm.com and PremiumLightSupplier.com, are illegally selling drugs being marketed as Adderall without a prescription. Adderall is used to treat ADHD, but there's a high risk of abuse or addiction. And officials say getting meds without a prescription and buying from unsafe online pharmacies means the drugs could be counterfeit, contaminated, expired, or harmful in other ways. If you have meds from either website, throw them away and don't buy anything else. More and more teens are overdosing on fentanyl. Adolescent drug overdose deaths doubled from 2010 to 2021, showing about 500 adolescent overdose deaths in 2010 and more than 1,100 last year. Fentanyl was involved in more than 75% of deaths in 2021. Researchers say the increase is not because more teens are using drugs, it's because drug use is becoming more dangerous. Annual drug overdose deaths for all ages have reached record highs in the U.S. recently. Coming up on First at 4, consumer prices rise to their highest level in 4 decades. The new government report on inflation and when experts believe prices could start to fall.
And stormy skies on the way as we head later on tonight and into tomorrow as well. I'll have the details straight ahead.